Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Trumpet's Call. I'm Maria. I pray that you're holding on to faith and holding on to hope during these days. Well, welcome to a new session, lesson, playlist on the channel called Sista Chat or Sista Chat. So in Sista Chat, I just share with you some random ideas that I have or random thoughts, or perhaps the Most High has given me a revelation about something that's just a little quick bit of information I just wanted to communicate with you. So today on our inaugural episode of Sista Chat, I wanted to talk to you about words. Yes, words. I'm using words right now to communicate with you. And you're receiving those words into your heart, and if need be, you'll use them to make actions or respond in some way. So words are very important. And with them, we can move forward in our life. For example, sometimes you'd say, do you have a word for me? Do you have a word for me from Yahuwah? And what does that do for you? It gives you what you need in order to move forward, because words are important. So for those of us who have come into the awakening, what we find is that our language changes dramatically. We cease saying certain words and then we adopt saying other words. And it can be a pretty confusing time when you're coming into this new awakening and everything's new and you just come out of Christianity and you're not sure where you stand. You're still trying to figure things out. And then all of a sudden, people are expecting you to use all of these Hebrew phrases that you have no idea what they're talking about. And they're saying things to you and you're like, I'm not sure I understand what you mean. And so it's to be expected. It happens to the best of us. And so you just kind of wade your way through it. But I wanted to talk about the importance of having grace and mercy with each other as we traverse this thing called language. We understand that we are in the land of our captivity. And we understand that we are speaking the tongue of our captors, English. We understand that. And we know that we're going to be restored to pure language, as it says in Zephaniah chapter 3. Let's go there and read that. So Zephaniah chapter 3 tells us what the future is for us. So I'll begin reading at verse 8. It says, Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahuwah, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yahuwah to serve him with one consent. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my supplicants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offerings. So we see here in verse 9 that the Most High is telling us that he will return to us a pure language, so that we may all call upon the name of Yahuwah with one consent. And in a way, we already see this happening to some extent, because for the most part, we're all calling upon the name of Yah or Yahuwah. Some say Yahweh, some say Yahweh, and other variations of the name Yah. So we're all attempting to call upon the name of the Most High as we call upon him for mercy and for deliverance. But the pure language that the Most High is going to restore unto us, I believe, will be a language that we will all speak together and we will all be able to communicate. But until that time happens, we're all trying to find our way and make our way through, adopting bits of Hebrew here and bits of Hebrew there, keeping in mind that some of the Hebrew that you're speaking is actually Yiddish. It's not actually Hebrew. It's actually Yiddish that's made its way into this Hebrew language. Because remember, our captors not only stole our identity, but they stole our language, and they made modifications. They made changes. They made additions from the German. And so Hebrew right now is not a pure language because it's been modified. It's been changed. So I believe that the pure language that the Most High is going to restore unto us is a language that is pure. It's not been bastardized in any way. Is it a language that we currently know? I don't know. Could it be Hebrew? I don't know. Could it be some new language that we don't know, or some ancient language that's been lost? Once again, I don't know. But whatever it is, it's going to be something that's going to allow us to communicate with each other. So As we traverse this journey of coming to an awareness of the words that we use, many of us are adopting to not use certain words. I shared a video a few weeks ago about not using the word morning because I didn't want to introduce the sense of mourning into my day. Is that necessary? No, it's not necessary. It's just something that I chose to do. Sometimes I still say morning, and then I'll normally change it to new day. Do you have to do that? No, it's not something that you're being called to do necessarily, unless, of course, you're being called to do it. But for those of you who are making changes in your language, who are adopting, the Hebrew word for certain words versus the English word, just be aware that the goal is communication. I'll say that again. The goal is communication. If you adopt so many Hebrew words into your language and you communicate in the Hebrew and no one understands what you're saying, then you're not edifying anyone. There are those of you who, I love you. You leave comments in the chat sometimes and it's all in Hebrew. And honestly, brothers and sisters, I don't understand what you're saying because I don't speak Hebrew. When if you had maybe translated it or spoken in English, I could have understood what you just said to me, because I'm sure whatever it was brilliant and beautiful. And I want to know what it is. I love communicating with you all in the comment section. So the Apostle Shaul talks about speaking words of edification, speaking in tongues versus speaking in English, or speaking words where people can understand. So if you speak words that I can understand you, I can be edified. Imagine right now I was speaking to you in Hebrew, the whole thing. Would any of you be edified by what I was saying? Some of you might. Perhaps some of you are fluent in Hebrew, but most of us are not. And most of us are relatively new in the awakening. And so we need to have grace and mercy with each other and with ourselves as we're coming to an understanding of this thing called language. There are some people who, if I use a certain word, they'll say, well, sister, that word is associated with this, or that particular phrase is associated with that. I understand. I have done research and I'm somewhat aware of some of the words in our scriptures that have been added or modified in such a way to make them take on a pagan quality. I'm aware of those things. But the goal is communication. So if I say the word to you, glory, for example, you know what I mean by glory. If I say the word to you, grace, you know what I mean when I say grace. But if I say, oh, that word has some sort of pagan association, I can't use the word grace, I can't use the word glory, I can't use the word blessing, then what I'm doing is I'm pigeonholing myself into finding certain words to use as replacement that may not evoke the same sense as the word glory and grace and blessing would. So understand that I will attempt to use those words, and some of them I will give the Hebrew and the English, but the goal is communication. The goal is to get to you what I believe the Father is saying, using this medium of language, this English language that we've been given. So let's have grace and mercy with one another as we attempt to traverse this thing and to find our way into truth. So if you're fluent in Hebrew, by all means, teach us. When you share things in the comment section and you put them in Hebrew, please translate. Tell us what we just said. So let's teach each other. Okay, that's one of the things I love about this channel, is that we're all teaching each other. So stick in the comment section what certain words mean. If you say ahava, tell us what ahava means. If you say toda, tell us what toda means. Toda means thank you, by the way. But just tell us what it means so that we can all learn and be edified. Okay? So our language isn't pure right now, but it will be pure. In the meantime, let's all communicate in such a way that we foster understanding. Scripture says, in all thy getting, get understanding. So thank you for joining me for our inaugural session of Sista Chat. I pray that it was edifying for you, and I pray that you have a most wonderful and Baruch blessed day. May the Most High Baruch bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May he lift up his countenance upon you and grant you peace. Shalom. Shalom in your home. Shalom in your business. Shalom in your body. Shalom in your finances. Shalom in every area of your life. Have a wonderful day, brothers and sisters. Shalom and shalom.